This is high school football on iTalk 106.7, presented by Sholo Ford. Produced by White Mountain Youth Productions in cooperation with iTalk 106.7 Radio. High school football is also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Sunrise Park Resort, Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store, Beamer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Summit Regional Medical Center, Octopus Car Wash, Native Grill and Wings, and Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school football. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school football on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Welcome to Snowflake High School special night ceremony going on to recognize veterans as well as first responders. We'll listen in.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Great job, Snowflake Choir singing out at midfield.
Now I have a moment of silence.
We're going to have a moment of silence.
All right, thank you. Today we pay tribute not only to those who
Well,
lost
tonight
their
a great
lives,
game,
but
great matchup. I'm Bill London, joined by Punt Cooley. Punt, tonight's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football. Two good teams, both of them struggling on, last two games, both teams have suffered losses. The hometown Snowflake Lobos welcoming in the Safford Bulldogs.
Yeah, two excellent teams. Safford, we did the Thatcher game last week. That's one of the losses. Obviously, Snowflake lost last week, but Safford also losing to Thatcher. A much closer game, a one-point game. I think it was 42-41 loss at Thatcher High School. So that's a common opponent. So both of these teams, with those 2-2 records, coming into tonight's football game, Snowflake obviously in a place having lost their last two, they would really like to get the victory here at home tonight.
Well, we're going to step away when we come back. Ron Everingham caught up with Kay Solomon, head coach for the Snowflake Lobos, and we'll get the latest on his condition and what's going on as far as the coaching staff of the Snowflake Lobos. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
Welcome back. You're listening to iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com. Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football right here. Here we are at Snowflake High School. And I'm with Coach Alba of the Safford Bulldogs. Coach, thank you for taking a little bit of time with us here in the pregame. What are some things that you guys come off a tough loss last week? I noticed. What are some things that you guys focused in on practice this week?
Just going back to the fundamentals. I think after a tough loss like that, you want to kind of just go back to the fundamentals and try not to dwell on it and forget. And like just forget it a little bit and kind of go back and start fresh with a routine, kind of getting back to the routine kind of more than anything.
So for you guys, for Safford to get a win tonight, what are some things that you guys are going to have to do well? What, if at the end of the night you come out with a victory, what were you predicting that you would have done well?
Well, there's three keys we tell the kids every week. It's kind of what helps any football game. It's kind of generic and routine, but we say we got to start fast and finish strong. And then we go to no turnovers. We can't turn the ball over tonight. And then we got to create some turnovers and really get after that. We have them 3 rules every week. That's our goal. And if we do those things, especially up here on the road, they'll be fans will be here. They got a great following. They're a good team. So we definitely got to make sure we don't turn the ball over and create some turnovers for us up here on the mountain up here for them. Okay, Coach, good luck. Thanks for taking time with us, and have a great game. And we'll be right back. You're listening to Show Love Ford's presentation of high school football right here on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Welcome back to Snowflake High School. Actually, that was Coach Alba was the first interview. We've still got another opportunity with Ron Everingham. Let's send it down to Ron. He still had the opportunity to talk to Coach Kay Solomon.
Tails.
Let's go down to the coin toss at midfield.
Okay, Snowflake wins the toss. They'll defer.
All right, 5 seconds. Here's your audio, guys.
You want to kick the ball this way.
Hello on the deuce.
You guys put your backs here. Snowflake on your balls here.
Looks like Safford Bulldogs will receive.
Welcome you back, radio audience, to the iTalk 106.7 Sholo Ford's presentation of the matchup of the week, Snowflake Lobos, as they get ready to take on the Safford Bulldogs at home. The coin toss, Safford won the coin toss punt, so it looks like they're going to start with it. I think we're going to kick it down to... Well, let's go with the, actually, before we do, we've got the Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report with a fully staffed emergency department and advanced diagnostics department and outstanding orthopedic and physical therapy teams. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. Ron, can you get us up to date as far as the injury report?
Yeah, so I had a chance to catch up with both coaches. And for the Snowflake Lobos, they will be missing number 3, junior running back, Luke Patterson, which we saw last week in the broadcast, out with, I think, a fractured ankle. That was Patterson. And then some interesting information. I heard you guys talking about the dual quarterbacks for Safford Bulldogs. So here you're seeing some video from last week's Luke Patterson injury. But for the Safford Bulldogs, that dual quarterback that you guys were talking about, punt in my ears earlier, I found out from the coach that number 11, Mason Duros, is actually out for tonight's game, and so you guys can talk about the implications of that. And he said they've been plagued big time by injuries this season. They lost 2 of their starting running backs out for the season so far for the Safford Bulldogs, and so for quarterback, I don't know what we're going to see, punt.
Well, thank you, Ron. Yeah, Aparicio is the senior leading ground gamer, is going to be acting as quarterback. There's the kickoff. It's a high kick. It's going to be taken at the 14-yard line, out past the 30. He's got a little bit of a seam, gets all the way out to the 35 before he's out beyond the 35 before he's brought down. Scribner with the return. Nice little good field position, solid field position for the Safford Bulldogs as they start out punt, a team that we saw. They have pretty much a balanced attack, running about 100 yards more per game, averaging offensively about 350-plus yards, about half of that passing, half of that running.
Right. Well, they'll run the read option, Will Safford. They've got a big backfield, as we said, anchored by their quarterback, Manuel Aparicio, their leading rusher coming into tonight's football game.
Well, lining up are the Safford Bulldogs. It looks like out of the shotgun. It's an offset backfield, and then one receiver wide to the near side. He's the leading carrier. He's the leading receiver for Safford. Going to a little bit unbalanced now, unbalanced to the right. Looking downfield, pressure by the Snowflake Lobos. Immediately, Aparicio outruns it, but he's met by a big hit, Brimhall, at the 30-yard line for a loss.
David Brimhall for Snowflake coming up, making a very clean hit and squared up nicely to make the hit on Aparicio. You can see how strong Aparicio is. He flinched obviously with that collision, but still able to fall forward for the gain.
Well, just a great job. We saw last week, again, an impact player defensively for the Snowflake Lobos, starting off on
got a block in the back, 54 white.
That looks like there's a flag on the field. It's going to be repeated first down. Block in the back. So they're going to take the penalty instead of the 5-yard sack. They're going to move it back. So it's a Safford Bulldogs starting with a penalty. Absolutely beautiful night, a little bit crisp. The wind's been blowing all day as we are here in Snowflake, Arizona. Safford Bulldogs now with a 1st and 20, going to a double slot, or 2 double slots on both sides. Single back, quarterback looks left, throws it, looks like a quick screen. Ball is bobbled, goes to the ground. It's going to be incomplete. A 2nd and 20 for the Bulldogs.
Well, interesting, you know, Safford coming into tonight's football game, they talked with the Snowflake coaches. They were really looking at, of course, looking at film, and Safford known for that that read option running game, but the first 2 plays of scrimmage are pass plays.
Again, you know, last week we saw Thatcher really almost outsizing the Snowflake Lobos. Tonight, just on the front side, looks like they're fairly well matched. Out of the shotgun, it's Aparicio. He fakes the handoff, follows the block, and he goes right up the middle, brought down after a gain of about 8 yards, 9 yards, just shy of the 35, brought down by Brimhall. Again, a name we're going to probably call a lot tonight.
Well, he had a solid game against Thatcher, did Brimhall, and he's shown up again here tonight. That inside linebacker position coming in, not after a nice gain, though, as you say, Bill. Safford's line much bigger, it looks like, just from up here compared to that Snowflake front. And their line anchored by number 77, Ralph Frias, a senior, 6'7", 298, one of the bigger players you'll see in this division.
Under the ice at that time, rolls left, gets the ball downfield, caught it, looked like a boost. Cameron Abreu, number 84, does a nice job right in front of the Safford Bulldog bench, gets the first down and a little bit more as they're going to, again, keep the chains moving. 1st and 10 now from the 50-yard line.
Well, and Abril is the leading receiver for Safford coming into tonight's football game, a leader by a long way. So he's clearly the favorite target for Aparicio.
Slot to the right side. It's going to be a keep. Quarterback's going to hold. He fakes it off to the right side to the running back, runs up inside, and he gains about 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good job by Brimhall in that inside linebacker position, staying low. It's a read option. Aparicio electing to keep the ball, and Brimhall's right there with the low hit to pick him up and put him down after just a couple of yard gain.
Well, you mentioned it's 2nd and 8 now from about the 48-yard line of the Snowflake Lobos. And, you know, the last couple plays we've seen, looks like there's going to be a timeout on the field as the teams regroup. We're going to regroup as well with 10:01 left here in the first quarter. Our score is 0-0. You're listening to high school football, Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web, iTalk1067.com.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu.
Welcome back out of the slot, and it's a Aparicio running around the left side, keeps it. Big scrum going after him, everybody chasing after him, but nice little gain by the quarterback for the Safford Bulldogs. He's going to end up picking about 6 more yards, so now it's going to be a 3rd and 2 for the Safford Bulldogs.
Well, Aparicio, you know, there's not a lot of room out there, as you say. He's drawing a lot of defensive players, but he's still able to find a way to get a gain. Number 76, Hunter Taylor for Snowflake, down at the bottom of the pile. But 3rd and about 1 here for
Under
Safford.
centers, Aparicio, 1 running back. It's going to be a dive. Aparicio keeps it again, follows the dive back. Brimhall stops him, but not until Aparicio gets the first down. It'll be 1st and 10, Safford Bulldogs.
Well, they have a pitch man outside, and that outside linebacker for Snowflake, Garrett Wood, of course, has to take the outside, and as you say, Aparicio just cuts in inside right off tackle to get that first down.
I'm sorry, punt. Aparicio, leading ground gamer, out of the eye, under center is Aparicio out of the eye set, fakes both handoffs, looking right, pressure immediately.
Nice.
Wood leads the pressure, however, it's Hunter Taylor finishes him off, drops him for a loss, and Aparicio still on his knee.
Well, as you say, Wood, number 42, coming from the outside, his angle a little too high. Aparicio stepping up, but following up nicely. Hunter Taylor from his defensive front position just puts his helmet right on the numbers of Aparicio. A great defensive stand here by the Snowflake Lobos.
And you couldn't ask for it, as you mentioned, at a better time as they're into Lobo territory, dropping him for what looks like about a 7-yard loss. 2nd and long. Safford Bulldogs, double slots, both sides, out of the shotgun now. Aparicio, he's looking left, throws left, quick little throw out to the left, but couldn't hang on to it. That's the 2nd time we've seen almost underthrown, and the receiver can't hang on to it.
Well, Scribner is the back that floats out to that side, or Scribner. He's just a freshman, Scribner. But again, not a well-thrown ball by Aparicio. That's a couple of outside passes where they've tried to attack the flats quickly with those little screen passes, but both passes have been low.
So now it's 3rd and 19 for the Safford Bulldogs. We've seen this before, though. They had a long, and they managed to convert. We'll see what they come with. It's Aparicio, trips to the near side, single receiver to the far side, rolls right, looks back left, throws it deep along the side. Nice little throw. Abril comes up with the catch. However, well defended. 3 Snowflake Lobos bring him down shy of the first down.
And again, he's looking for his favorite target. Avril, number 84, runs that deep comeback route, and Snowflake has defenders there. They're clearly reading him, knowing that he's the favorite target for the quarterback. But still, 4th down, it looks like Safford's going to keep their offense in.
Let's kick it down to Ron Everingham on the sideline. Ron, you got something?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention to you guys our pregame interview with Coach Solomon said they're really going to be keying in on number 84, Cameron Abril, and they expect to see Snowflake all over him all night long. He's somebody who will grab every pass, and here comes one to him right now.
Well, we saw it roll right, throw to Abril. Looks like he got the first down. He got the ball all the way down inside the 15, or about the 15, just shy of the 15, actually. Trace Hancock in on the stop.
Hancock coming over, you know, a big size differential between Hancock and Avril. Abril, he's a senior, 6'3", 180. But credit Hancock for just those strong arms, strong hands, brings him down right at the sideline, but not after the big gain by Safford.
Abril with almost 500 yards in passing reception. Nobody even close to him other than him. This time it's a keeper off the right side, just on a blast. Actually, he followed his back, but met at the line of scrimmage. And you talked about him, big number 77, Ralph Frias, the offensive tackle. They put him on the right side, it looked like that time. All 6'7", 298 of him.
Yeah, he's a wall up there, and they've been running to his side fairly frequently. But, you know, Safford with that running game, nothing really fancy. They haven't tried the outside much at all. It's just been Aparicio really just taking that read option run right off tackle so far in this game.
2-back set, stacked off set.
Following his back again.
Aparicio follows the lead, or follows the load, and he's going to run up the right side, gets about 4 yards inside the 10 where he's going to be brought down.
So basically what they're doing is taking 77, Ralph Frias, the big man, 6'7", 298. He'll make the initial block at the line of scrimmage. They send the back right up on his hip pocket, and then the quarterback right behind him. That's effectively what Safford has been doing so far in this football game with their running game.
Not a lot of sophistication. It's basically Aparicio, Abril as a receiver, Aparicio doing all the running, and then just everybody else just trying to create opportunities out of the shotgun. Now it's Aparicio, receivers to the wide, the far side. Looking left, can't find Abril. He's going to keep it. Pressure by the Lobos. Brimhall comes up and drops him for a loss.
Well, that's a great play by a linebacker coming up quickly. He
holding 77 White.
And you got a flag as well. You heard the referee, a holding call, so this will set Safford back. But even without the flag, that's just outstanding defense by David Brimhall coming from that linebacker position.
That dude's NFL size.
And you saw it on the replay. That guy's big, but you saw a definite hold. Nice job by the crew out there on picking that up on video. So with that now, we're looking at a third. Well, we're still waiting for them to figure it out.
Chip.
But punt, Snowflake.
I've got holding.
We see him hold, and then Safford, to their credit, faced with these tough long down situations, 3rd and long, seems to convert.
Well, they're looking every time, as you say, on those big conversions. They found Abril, their favorite target, wide receiver. So, you know, Snowflake, despite the fact that they noted they were going to key on him, just they haven't been able to shut him down at the right moments.
So now it looks like it's going to be a 3rd and 15 facing the Safford Bulldogs. They're out at about their 22-yard line now. They've got to go all the way to about the 5-yard line for a 6-yard line for a first down. Under center, 2-back set. It's an I set. Aparicio under center, quarterback. He's going to drop back, rolls right, looks right. Pressure coming from the Lobos. He's going to throw the ball down the sideline and out of the reach of number 34 for the Safford Bull. Hornales, the intended receiver.
Well, that's just good defense by Snowflake. You know, Aparicio rolling out to the right side, looking downfield, but good coverage in the secondary. And also, as you said, Bill, good pressure following him from the line of scrimmage, the defensive front. So it looks like Safford will set up here for the field goal attempt.
Abril, the receiver that does all the, has caught all the receptions, is going to be the one attempting this field goal. 39-yard attempt for the Safford Bulldogs for Abril. It's high.
Has a distance.
And it looks like he's going to make it just inside 39 yards.
2 yards.
And with that, the Safford Bulldogs go on the scoreboard 3-0 with 5:28. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web, iTalk1067.com.
Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
Welcome back to Snowflake High School. 5:28 left here in the first quarter. 3-0 our score as that opening drive, Safford Bulldogs take the ball all the way down and end up with a 39-yard field goal. A nice little foot on the big guy, though, big receiver, Abril, as he kicked it in. So with that, Abril, again with the kickoff, he's going to kick it high and short. It's going to be out of bounds. Snowflake Globals will take over. Good field position at their 35 if they take it. And it looks like the offense has taken the field for the first time tonight. Punt. Last week we saw the Snowflake offense at times struggling with their ground game, but eventually kind of got it opened up as they passed a little bit,
right.
Spread out that Thatcher defense, had that big front.
Right. Well, they're facing another big front tonight in the Safford Bulldogs. Another good-sized front line. So we'll see offensively what they try doing tonight, at least to initiate with this first first possession here.
Well, under center, for the quarterback out of the shotgun, we got Standifer. He's going to have off to Brimhall off the right side. And Brimhall keeps it going, you know. Looks like he's in a pile, but managed to get out, picked up about 6 or 7 yards.
That's a great effort by Brimhall. He's in a scrum right at the line of scrimmage, just a big pile of bodies, but he keeps those feet moving. Just really strong, you know, effort by him getting outside, and he's able to get a nice gain, about 7 yards. It looks like 6, 7 yards.
Well, it's good news for the Lobos early on as they establish that running game up in the inside. Again, out of the shotgun. Looks like they're going to try it the opposite way to Brimhall, but Safford Bulldogs, good penetration, stopping the backfield.
Well, there's great penetration outside linebacker number 34 for Safford, Taylor Hornales. Just beat whoever was blocking him, and he's in the backfield right with the handoff.
Standard for a big quarterback. It seemed like he's built like a linebacker, does a nice job. We saw him last week, gritty performance. We'll see how he does now, 3rd and 5 from about the 40-yard line. Snowflake Lobos out of the shotgun, double slots to either side, motion coming left. It's going to be, they're going to fake the sweep, handoff to Jace Merrill, and he's going to get it maybe back out to the line of scrimmage, and there's no gain. It'll be 4th and 5. We'll see.
Well,
looks like the Lobos, no hesitation.
Good penetration by Safford defense into the backfield. This time, Joe Paul Arvizo coming in from that defensive front, just blows through his block again, right in the backfield of Snowflake before they can even get the play going.
Deep to receive for the Jake Christensen. The punt gets away. It's going to be right to him. I'm sorry, I think it's Christensen. Paris Harsh, the receiver, was deep to return, but Snowflake Lobos are going to get to it first. And with that, the Safford Bulldogs will take over at their 23-yard line. 24-yard line. Check that. They're going to set up on the right hash. Again, for all of you joining us, if you get a chance, you can check it online, streaming live, italk1067.com. We want to thank this crew that does an outstanding job week in, week out for some great video, also replays, and even highlights from the week before. Can't say enough about these guys. With 3:31 left, our score 3:30. Here in the first quarter, Safford now going to start its second possession. Aparicio out of the shotgun. He's got one back to the right, motion coming back to him. It's going to be a fake to the speed sweep. It's going to be Aparicio keeping it, and he runs down the right side, still going. Finally brought down deep, or all the way out to the 45-yard line of the Snowflake Lobos.
Bryden Hatch ends up coming over to make the final tackle on the sideline after number 10, Jake Christensen, tried to wrap up Aparicio, but Aparicio, you can see why he's their leading rusher, very strong runner. He's 200 pounds, so once he gets that head of steam going, he's not easy to bring down.
Well, tough, because when you look at it, that was a great fake. However, you just don't want to do it. Punt, you know, we never did really get a chance. There's a timeout on the field. We're going to keep it here, though. When we talk about the keys to the game, the Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware is a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car or just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week, call Ace Hardware, your helpful place. 3 locations, Pine Top, Overguard, and Sholo. I know we're well into the first quarter, but what do you think, Keys, after seeing this?
Well, you know, last week against Thatcher, the Snowflake team, you know, we heard the coaches talk about the mistakes they were making, and I think that's something that in practice this week they were really trying to obviously avoid in this football game. I think that's certainly going to be the case here. They need to avoid the big penalties and the mistakes that they had last week. And I think line play also is going to be a huge key for Snowflake in this football game.
Well, again, out of the shotgun, Aparicio, he's going to fake the handoff, keeps it around the left side. It looks like he's going to get around the edge, though, gets about 4 or 5 yards before the Lobos finally bring him down.
And again, Bryden Hatch coming over to make the tackle, but Jake Christensen, number 10, was in position. He just took a bad angle on Aparicio, who's able to get outside of him. So, you know, Snowflake with the pressure, they just were not able to hold him for a no gain on that run.
A little deceptive as far as the speed. Trips to the right side. Single receiver to the left. Motion coming back to the left. Abrio's going to hand it this time to Scribner. Takes it around the right side, makes the corner and more, and it's off to the foot races. Looks like he's going to get all the way into the end zone. 41 yards, touchdown score by Scribner.
Well, that's the freshman back on the speed sweep motion, as you say, and that's just an indication of Snowflake really reading the quarterback. Aparicio, they put all their focus on him, and then when he hands it off to Scribner, he had nothing but, once he gets to that sideline, he had nothing but green in front of him.
Well, now they're going to set up for the PAT, and again, that's Abril. 2:32 left here in the first quarter. The kick is up, and it's good. Our score now, 10-0. Safford Bulldogs taking an early lead. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web, iTalk1067.com.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
Welcome back to the first quarter action. 2:32 left here in the first quarter. Our score 10-0. Great shot of the cheerleaders. Also the field in great shape. You saw that earlier. When it comes to time to kick off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona, Northland Pioneer College. Again, Safford Bulldogs kicking off again here in the first quarter. 2 scores, field goal earlier, and a score just now on their 2 drives, scoring each drive. Kick goes deep. Cody Fox lets it go over his head. It's going to go into the end zone. The Lobos will start out in the 20-yard line and punt. It was like a 3-and-out, I think, the last time we saw the Lobos. Really need to keep that defense off the field, try to establish some type of a offensive drive.
Yeah, and they're struggling with the defensive front of Safford. Those are big guys up there, and we saw Safford's defense get really excellent penetration into the backfield while Snowflake is trying to hand the ball off. And they're going to have to do a much better job of with their up front line play.
Tight splits for the Snowflake Lobos. 2 backs out of the shotgun. Scribner, he's going to look right over the middle. Oh. I'm sorry, it's going to be just overthrown. That's standard for the Snowflake Lobos. Brimhall, the intended receiver, just overthrown a little bit.
That's number 22, the receiver. That's Cody Fox. Was the what
happened on?
For those of you listening in, again, it's streaming on the web, iTalk1067.com.
Sorry, that was 82. Hard to read the numbers. Tyler Brimhall, the intended receiver, got his hands on the ball, just couldn't pull it in.
Double slots, motion coming back in. Standerford, he's going to just get a grip on the ball and turns it upfield. And he did a nice job. It looked like a broken play. Picks up a few yards.
Well, there's a mishandled snap by the quarterback, and he just sticks with it. Standerford just gathers it up and tries to get what he can, going right up the middle.
So with that, Snowflake Lobos now facing a 3rd and 7. All the way back at their 23-yard line. Double slots to both sides. Out of the shotgun to Standerford. 1 receiver, 1 back to his left.
There's a full blitz.
He's going to look left. Pump fakes and then drops it in nicely. Great drop. Jake Flake makes the back miss. Defensive back 30, the 20, the 10. That's going to be 77 yards for Hayden Flake. Caden Flake, I'm sorry, Caden. Outstanding play. Standerford.
Caden Flake, number 86 for Snowflake, doing a great job. One to catch the ball, pass just a little bit behind him, not too bad, but look at that cut right there on the safety. Making a great move and in the open field, showing some decent speed to get into the end zone for Snowflake's first score.
Well, just like that, the Snowflake Lobos put some points on the board for the PAT, or the point after attempt. It looks like it's going to be number 9. Kick is going to be up. Caden Despain, and it's good. So with that, our score 10-7 now. Snowflake Globals on the scoreboard. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu.
Welcome back. Great shot of Snowflake Globo kickoff team. Great sign as the Snowflake Globos with a 77-yard reception and score for Caden Flake. Harsh is going to bobble, it looks like, on the kickoff. Snowflake Globos, Brimhall led by Brimhall, right there dropping around the 10-yard line. And again, it's funny how the emotions change after a quick score like that.
Right. Well, good coverage defensively on that kick, but Payson Harsh for Safford tried to reach up, and you can see here he's reaching up with one hand to try to grab that kick. Ultimately, he's committed there. He needs to pick it up and go, and credit. Guys staying in their lanes, doing a great job of just filling in, gang tackling all the way.
Again, great job on the video, on the replay. Snowflake Globos putting Safford Bulldogs deep in their own territory. Starting at the 10, out of the shotgun. He's going to keep it. It's Cabrillo. Aparicio, as he takes off to the left, inside, gets about 7 yards.
And again, that's just read option. Aparicio, just again, we've talked about how he follows that lead back right into the line of scrimmage. And you can see, for those of you watching, the size of that Safford line, those are some big boys up there.
Can't help but think there's somebody just bird dogging on Aparicio. Out of the shotgun, slots to both sides, single back to his right. And you talked about another fake, and he's going to keep it. This time cuts outside, bounces out around the right side along the Snowflake Globo sideline, just shy of midfield all the way out to the 48.
Bryden Hatch for Snowflake, number 34, ultimately coming over with a good pursuit angle, but not after Aparicio gets a big gain. You can see Aparicio here, a little cluttered at the line of scrimmage, but once he gets through those linebackers and into the secondary, he's got plenty of room.
Well, you can see on the line, double teaming on the defensive end, or the defensive tackle, really just sealing that and pulling that big offside tackle like you talked about, really working now for the Bulldogs. Oh, a snap, even though he wasn't ready.
Wasn't ready.
It looks like Aparicio is going to be dropped for about 4 yards.
Garrett Wood coming in to make sure he's down as he's looking for that that fumbled snap.
So the ball now placed at the 45, where it'll be second and about 13 for the Safford Bulldogs.
He wasn't even ready for that snap.
You can see this offense. It's going to be the end of the first quarter. Our score 10-7. We're going to step away as well. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web, iTalk1067.com. Welcome back. Great shot of the Safford Bulldogs. You can see big number 77 for the Bulldogs, the Ralph Frias. What is he, 6'7"?
300 pounds.
300 pounds. I guess.
That's an NFL-sized dude there.
That's a pretty big guy. You know what's amazing is they pull him onto those quarterback option where he keeps it inside. Does an outstanding job. Good feet for the big guy. Again, the Safford Bulldogs facing a second and 13, long 13 at about their own 45-yard line, just shy of midfield, out of the shotgun with a single back. And he's going to look deep, throws deep down the right side, overthrows Abril. Still defended, though, had number 5 with him on his hip. Nice job for the Snowflake Clippers.
Well, he may have led him just a little bit, but surprisingly, Abril, had he kept running instead of, you can see him turn and start backtracking, but if he would have kept running downfield, he would have clearly beat that coverage defensively.
Well, senior Trace Hancock defending that did a nice job for the Lobos. Really stayed with him.
Backpedal right there.
But the big guy, again, with that height advantage, a hard guy to defend. So with that, it's going to be third down now, 13 yards to go as they are still sitting at the 45-yard line. They're going to take a timeout on the field, and we're going to kick it down to Ron Everingham on the sideline. Ron, give us a sense of what's going on the field.
You guys talked about, I was on the Safford sideline, you guys talked about number 77. I'll tell you what, Safford's got some real athletes. I mean, they've got some legit athletes. I'm 6'2", 240, not much muscle, but number 77, when I'm standing next to him, makes me look like a child. So it's interesting to see how Snowflake is handling the athletes that Safford has. And I also got to mention one other thing. The enthusiasm that's coming from Safford's side is really amazing. It's pretty impressive. It's going to be hard to overcome, I think, even though they're only lead by 3.
We appreciate it. Back to our action now, again out of the shotgun for the Safford Bulldogs. Percio looking right. He's going to roll right, I'm sorry. Good pressure. However, he does manage to make a connect, and with that, looks like they got just beyond their line of scrimmage.
Well, credit Jace Reedhead for Snowflake. He puts the pressure early on Aparicio, but amazingly, I don't know how he's able to, but as soon as he gets hit, he's able to flip that pass out to make the completion, but it'll still leave Safford with about 4th and 11 right now.
4th and 11, as you mentioned. It looks like the Safford Bulldogs, wisely, as the defense for the Lobos doing a great job, are going to punt, or they're at least in punt formation. Deep to receive, Jade Christensen for the Snowflake Lobos. Abril to punt. Took his time, gets a little spiral going off to the right side, kicking away from the return man. It looks like the ball's going to go out of bounds about the 23-yard line. With that, the Snowflake Lobos will take over.
Nice stand by our defense there.
But defensive, this is the first time we've seen a defensive stand for the Lobos.
Yeah, and the big runs that we've seen Safford be able to bust off, that ultimately have led to their first couple of scores. That possession there, as you say, Bill, Snowflake doing a good job of not allowing their offense any big plays.
So from about the 23-yard line, maybe 24-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Snowflake Lobos. Standard for out of the shotgun. He's got a single back to his right. Slots on both sides, 2 receivers on both sides, doubles, twins. Pressure by the Bulldogs. I think they're going to jump off sides with that. They're going to back up 10 yards. Helps that offense now, as they're going to be looking at a 1st down and 5 yards to go for that 1st down. And the Safford Bulldogs maybe just a little overzealous.
Well, and a smart call, I think, by Snowflake. They could tell that defensive front has been getting quick penetration, and maybe this is a way to get him to jump and get an easy 5.
Doubles on both sides, on doubles now out of the shotgun. Standard for long snap. He's looking right, throws it across on the slant.
Beautiful.
And it's Brimhall as he slices between the back. The 20, 15, 10, 5. Just like that, the Snowflake Lobos score again. And it looks like there's nothing on the field. 71-yard score. The Snowflake Lobos have found an answer on their offensive call.
Well, that's just a quick slant route from the wide receiver position. They know Safford's blitzing. Exactly what they did. And just a beautiful pass, hit him right in the seam there between the inside linebacker and the safety, and then after that it's just flaking his wheels. Busting it open, nothing but green ahead of him. Just a great play, great execution by the Lobos.
Despain for the PAT. The snap is good, the kick is blocked. So now the score will be 13-10.
Guess who on the block? Ralph Frias, the 6'7" defensive front man.
Well, with that, 11:27 left here in the second quarter, we got lots of football going on. Snowflake Lobos take the lead for the first time, 13-10 over the Safford Bulldogs. We're going to step away. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and 106.7.com.
I got this. Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Despain with the kick. Scriber's going to take it about the 15. He's almost out to midfield, brought down at about the 36-yard line for the Safford Bulldogs.
Scribner running right up the middle, and actually a good gain on that kick return. Ultimately, Sam Rule, number 24 for Snowflake, among a few of his teammates, able to stop him, but not after a good starting field position here for Safford at about their 36-yard line.
We're at the 11:20 mark here in the second quarter. Our score 13-10. Snowflake Lobos with their first lead of the game. Out of the shotgun, he's got trips to the right, doubles to the left, and Brill's gonna hand off for only the second time. It's another running back, Caden Johns, around the right side, and he's gonna get looks like about 6 or 7 yards.
Keaton John, number 32, the runner on that play. And again, the focus defensively for Snowflake, they're focusing a lot on the quarterback, Aparicio. Meanwhile, Keaton John able to bust it outside for a decent gain there.
Well, for those of you who've been listening online, it is the Sholo Coolidge game that you're going to catch, even though it says Snowflake. This time it's the quarterback keeper up the right side. Again, bounces out to the sideline, finally brought down after a great gain and a first down. Chains are moving into Snowflake Lobo territory. Christensen on the tackle.
That's a safety, Jake Christensen, having to come over. Again, Aparicio just making great reads at the line of scrimmage, able to break through at the line, get through the linebackers, and then ultimately breaking free into the secondary.
You can see why Aparicio is the big ground gainer, a big guy that can move. He's going to do it again, fakes a handoff, keeps it around the right side. Better defended by the Lobos, though, as they make him run more laterally. He picks up maybe 2 or 3 yards.
24 Sam Rule coming in from his corner position or safety. I'm not sure what he's playing tonight. Looks like a corner, but he comes in low and cuts the legs of Aparicio, so doing a good job on that tackle right at the sideline.
Aparicio, again, I think he's only handed the ball off 2 times total for tonight. He's been the running doubles with out of the shotgun. It's Aparicio, one back. This time he's going to hand it off to the dive back, and he's immediately brought down by a bunch of Snowflake Lobos.
That's great defensive play there by the front for Snowflake, just plugging all the gaps. And as you can see, just not much of a gain at all for Safford. So with third down here, Bill, and they're on the Snowflake side of the football field at Snowflake 37-yard line. Be interesting to see what Safford does here. Do they stay run, or do they try maybe hitting the pass?
So it's a 3rd and 7 from the Lobo 37-yard line for the Safford Bulldogs. Look a tighter set now. They've got one receiver wide right slot, wide wing to the left. 2 backs in the backfield set up in the eye.
They got a flag. Safford taking a long time in their huddle. Looked like they were kind of confused when they walked up to the line of scrimmage also, moving their backs around. And so much for thinking about what type of play they may run. I mean, they could still go with the run here the way Aparicio's been running the ball, but they're kind of in a pass down at this
out of
point.
the eye, under center, it's Aparicio with the eye set behind him. He's going to fake the handoff. He's looking left.
Good
pressure coming.
Good
he's going to try to outrun it, but he's going to be dropped for a loss. Great job by that pressure of the Snowflake Lobos.
And he didn't get the tackle, but that pressure started with outside penetration from Garrett Wood, number 42. Look at the top of your screen for those of you who are watching. I'm sorry, that wasn't Garrett Wood. That was the other outside. No, 51. Ucatil is the one putting the pressure early, and then you can see the other outside, Wood, coming in. But great defensive pressure.
Looks like they're setting up out of the punt formation. It's a Brio, and it's short, this snap short, but still managed to get it away. End over end, Christensen to receive, but the ball is going to roll into the end zone, and the Snowflake Lobos are going to take over at their 20-yard line. But again, another great stop by that Snowflake Lobo team. And for those of you interested, I do believe the streaming service is back to the Snowflake Lobos now and the Safford Bulldogs. Great game going on here. Our score 13-10. 8-13 left here in the second quarter. Snowflake Lobos, the last few series, I think 3 series, have really changed around. 2 quick scores, passing. We'll see what they come back with.
Well, and it's interesting because when we watched them last week, they kind of got off to a slow start and finally kind of got their feet under them a little bit. And they're doing the same here tonight. Key here is can they make a long, sustained drive?
Standifer on the keeper, fakes the pitch, and just runs right upfield, picks up maybe a yard, a little bit more, brought down by the Safford Bulldogs.
Well, and again, Snowflake has the lead, 13-10, with about 8 minutes left here in the second. So, you know, with a long drive here, Bill, they could just wear down the clock and maybe even put a few more points on before they go in for halftime.
Standifer, we saw him, he's a big quarterback, and he's a strong guy. Looks like he'll drop his shoulder when he gets into tight situations, but you have to be impressed by his arm. He's made some tight throws, right on target, outstanding job. Out of the shotgun at Standifer, he's going to hand it off to the single back, who's going to take it right up inside, and it looks almost like the same play the Safford Bulldogs run to Merrill this time. He picks up maybe a yard or 2.
Well, it's interesting that Snowflake's trying to run up the middle. I think they're doing that because they know Safford likes to blitz quite a bit. And but credit Safford with that front. They're doing a good job of sealing off holes and filling gaps.
Different play calling. Coach Solomon back on the sideline. You see him giving the calls, making the calls to Standifer. The Snowflake Lobos now twins. They've got the single back out of the shotgun. Is Standifer, and
you can
just
see
like that,
blitz action again by Safford, number 40. Bailey Sanford, the senior inside linebacker, this time breaking the plane. Or no, they're going to call it against Snowflake.
He can't call offsides from back here. It would have been a good.
you can see conversation going on. I believe it is going to be against the Snowflake Lobos as they back up 5 yards. Changes everything, the dynamics. Third now and 13 or 12 from the 18-yard line. 6:33 left here in the second quarter. Our score 13-10. Snowflake Lobos on top. Trips in a bunch set to the right, single receiver to the left. Immediately flags go up again. And it's going to be against Snowflake Lobos.
66, Snowflake.
Again, a big mistake there by the Snowflake Lobos, putting themselves back even further on third down. So they're really in a hole here. Third and about 17 yards.
Well, definitely not a place you want to be with this Safford offense. We've seen them explosively, made with some big chunk plays, can really cover some yards. So we'll see what they do. Again, a 3rd and 17. Out of the shotgun, trips to the right, one receiver to the left. Standifer looking right. He's a left-handed quarterback, rolls back to his right, looks left and throws it left. Nice. He's got a receiver who breaks free. It's Brimhall. He
gets out beyond the 40, 35, midfield before he's knocked outside. And Standiford was fearless in the pocket, pressure, and made a great throw to
Beautiful throw, beautiful throw to Brimhall on the sideline. But hey, for him to be able to make that pass, you got to credit that line. Look, they're sealing off blitzes. They're pushing guys to the outside, giving Standiford all kinds of time to throw that pass. So credit that offensive line for the Lobos doing a great job on that play.
Well, what a play again for the Snowflake Lobos out of the shotgun. Standiford, a quick throw out to the left side to Fox. Fox, just with that little single screen, gets about a quick 3 or 4 yards before he's brought down.
Tackle coming over, Dylan Durrell for the Safford group along with Brill. But not after a nice gain on that little quick out pass, as you say, Bill, to the Snowflake sideline.
Tight set now for the Snowflake Lobos. 2 backs, 1 tight wing, and Standiford hands it off to the lone back, the deep back, who's going to run it right up the inside, Brimhall, and he gains about another 2 yards, putting him in at about a 3rd and 3.
Again, not a lot of room there, but Brimhall, you got to credit that kid. You know, he's a tough one. He keeps those feet moving and he tries to get what he can. But it'll leave Snowflake here with the 3rd and about 3 for the first down.
Strong side.
So with it now, 3rd and 3 for the Snowflake Lobos. Out of the shotgun, it's going to be Standiford. He's got a 1 back up tight and a deep back. He's looking right away on that slant across the middle. Great job by Caden Flake as he goes up under pressure. Great throw, great completion, chains are moving.
That's a great pass. He throws it up high, recognizing the height of Flake and his ability to outreach the defense. But Josh Romero for Safford, you'll see him make a hit right at the reception there. And credit Flake for hanging on to that pass.
Hey, nothing given away by the Safford Bulldog defense. You mentioned it, great coverage. Snowflake Lobos, though, now 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. It looks like Standiford's going to go for the sweep around the left side. And it's number 22 is the carrying it. He's going to be brought down for no gain, Cody Fox.
Keaton John on the tackle. He's the outside linebacker on that far side. He does a great job of just sealing that off and not allowing much room at all for the runner. In fact, they'll end up losing a yard, will the Lobos.
Again, 3:34, clock is ticking. Our score 13-10. Snowflake Lobos, though, with an impressive drive as they started deep in their own territory, all the way down inside Safford Bulldog territory at about the 37, 36-yard line. Our score 13-10. It's Standiford looking left, and he's going to turn it upfield and just go. Makes one Bulldog miss. He's going to pick up maybe about 3 or 4 yards before he's brought down.
And again, he feels pressure, does Standiford, so he moves up into the pocket and then just goes. Not a lot of room for him to maneuver, but he's still able to gain back a few yards, leaving Snowflake with about 3rd and 8 here.
3rd and 8 for the Snowflake Lobos, right at the center of the field, splitting the hash marks. Tight set on the front for the Lobos, and somebody dropped off sides. And by the way, the Snowflake Lobos are clapping. It's going to be the Safford Bulldogs giving up 5 yards.
Joe Paul Abrizo jumping. He's their nose guard. So another hard count by Snowflake, successful in drawing off that defensive front. So a quick 5 yards will leave him at about 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4.
Looks like about a 3rd and 4. You mentioned it, Standiford out of the shotgun. He's going to look right, pressured immediately. He's going to move up, try to get out of pressure, but brought down as the pocket collapses.
Again, Joe Paul Abrizo, the guy we just said jumped. He jumps again this time to make the sack on Standiford. So Snowflake with the 4th and about 7, maybe 8 here. Decision time on what play to call. They're on the Safford side of the field, so they're definitely going to go for it here on 4th down.
You mentioned it, 4th and 7 now for the Snowflake Lobos. You know, that blocking was not bad, really. It's when he tried to step up he started to go free. The linemen weren't aware of it. It's a speed sweep, and he's going to turn it on the counter for Fox. He's going to pick up maybe 2 yards, just shy of the 30-yard line. He'll be about the 31-yard line, and with that, the Safford Bulldogs will take over.
Well, that was David Brimhall on the carry, and he does what he can, but boy, he's up against almost the entire Safford defense. You can see just all good gang tackling, but hard run by Brimhall, just not enough to get the first down.
You can really see the pressure coming from the outside, giving him no option. Looked like it was almost he was looking to bounce it out, but pressure coming from the outside. He had to turn it up right away, which, again, as you mentioned, that Safford Bulldog, good spacing, comes in and finishes them off. 1:37 left here in the second quarter. Our score 13-10. Safford Bulldogs take over possession from their own 31-yard line, and it's going to be Aparicio looking right, look left, rolls right, looking deep, and it looks like he's going to, with a fake dive, great job by the defense, he's going to get stopped just shy of the line of scrimmage.
Well, a good open field pressure. I'm not sure you can really call that a tackle, but hey, it's defensive pressure that makes the quarterback make a move. He ends up tackling him. Jace Merrill, great job.
Out of the shotgun now, it's Aparicio. He's going to fake the handoff, runs right, off at an angle, and he's out to the outside along the sideline, and finally brought down in Lobo territory at about the 45, and he makes it look easy when he does that.
He does a great job once he gets through that line of scrimmage and it gets through that line pressure. He's got great vision. You can see here, of course, he's getting some big blocks as well from his offensive line.
Tempo really picking up now. Aparicio running the same thing. Stay with what's working. Again, quick dive up the right side. Gets out to about the 40. Gain of about 5, but tempo-wise, you can see the Safford offense starting to pick it up.
Yep. Safford coming out of the huddle very quickly. It's not a no huddle, but it's a very quick huddle.
Twins now, and again it's Aparicio. This time he just runs it up the left side. Wood in there to make the stop as he turns the corner, but only gets maybe 3 yards.
And again, they're following that big tackle is Safford. Ralph Frias, number 77. They're just following him on that side, whatever side he's on.
13 seconds. There's a timeout on the field, and we'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web, iTalk1067.com.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Sholo and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
Welcome back. 13 seconds left here in the second quarter. Safford Bulldogs trying to get points on the board. Aparicio looking left, out of the shotgun, rolls right. Pressured by the Lobos. He's going to throw the ball away. Drop for a sack behind the line of scrimmage. And it looks like there's a flag on the field.
Yeah, they're going to call grounding on the quarterback. And I'll tell you, great job by that Snowflake secondary. They were totally keying on a Brill. And you could tell Aparicio, was totally looking the entire time right at Brill. So credit that Snowflake secondary for doing a great job. And with the intentional grounding, it'll be loss of down. And now they're close to their own 50, so, you know, it's, I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe just knee it here or try throwing another deep pass.
Well, we saw Brio go deep, big guy, hard guy to defend. He's got a height advantage. Bunch set or trips to the left, single receiver, Brio to the right side. and it looks like they're looking right side, trying to get it to Brio. Pressure on him. He still manages to come up with it. What a throw. Double team that time, but he's going to, as he catches it, he jumps, goes to the ground, and that's going to end our half. Our score 13-10. Snowflake Lobos get away with the lead here at the end of the first half. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7, 106.7, and on the web 1067.com.
Want to save money on your next vehicle? Then go to the place with the lowest price guaranteed. Sholo Ford guarantees the lowest price on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. Plus, every new Ford gas engine vehicle comes with a lifetime engine warranty. Thought you could get a better deal in Phoenix? Think again. The absolute best deal in the state of Arizona is at Sholo Ford, the #1 Ford dealer in northern Arizona, and soon to be #1 in the state of Arizona. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
This has been an iTalk 106.7 Sports exclusive, presented by Sholo Ford. High school football is also brought to you in part by has been an iTalk 106.7 Sports exclusive, presented by Sholo Ford. High school football is also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College.
Is here to
Ace
help you
Hardware of
prepare
the
for
White
your
Mountain.
future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu.
Welcome back to Snowflake High School. Ron Everingham here. I'm here with Coach Solomon. Coach, why don't you tell us a little bit about how your week of practice went? I know coming off of a tough loss last week, what are some things that you focused on?
You know, it was a tough loss last week, but the boys came in focused on Monday, and they've worked hard this week. They've had good focus all week long. You know, and going over the film from the Thatcher game, we just saw, you know, minor things, blocking assignments.
Welcome back to Snowflake High School. Ron Everingham here. I'm here with Coach Solomon. Coach, why don't you tell us a little bit about how your week of practice went? I know coming off of a tough loss last week, what are some things that you focused on?
You know, it was a tough loss last week, but the boys came in focused on Monday, and they've worked hard this week. They've had good focus all week long. You know, and going over the film from the Thatcher game, we just saw, you know, minor things, blocking assignments that we were missing, and overall aggressiveness that we need to improve on and things like that. So that's what we focused on this week, and you know, as well as preparing for Safford and what they do well.
What are some of the keys to your game tonight? What is it going to take for you guys to get a win here at home tonight against a Safford team? Some keys for you tonight.
Well, offensively, we've been sluggish for a couple of games now. Those past 2 losses, we haven't put up big offensive numbers. We've been close on a lot of things. We're trying to throw the ball. We're working that into our offense a lot more. Tragan Standiford's got a good arm for, short passes and makes good reads, but we've got to just get more accurate, and we've got to catch the ball and gain some yards that way. And doing that will open up, our running game and help us out there. So those are our keys on the offensive side. Defensively, our defense is playing well. Number 1's the guy to stop on Safford's team. Aparicio is his last name, and he, wherever they line him up, they use him a lot as quarterback, but they'll move him around and try to use him as running back and things like that. And, so wherever he is on the field, we have to be aware of him. And then their wide receiver, number 84, Abril, is he hurt us last year on some long catches when we played down in Safford, and a 50-50 jump ball down the field is really for him about an 80-20, 80 that he'll get it. He goes up and gets the ball. So good football players, but, those are the main 2. That, and if we take care of business in the trenches, we'll be in good shape tonight.
Okay, Coach, good luck. Thank you for your time. When we come back, we'll have the Safford coach. You're listening to Show Love Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Look at diversifying their offense a little bit more here in the second half, recognizing the adjustments that Safford may make. But
I got this.
Regardless, give credit to Snowflake. A slow start, like we saw with them last week, and Thatcher got up to a little bit of slow start. But once they got their feet under them and got those 2 big plays, they're certainly in the game for sure, being in the lead here at halftime, 13-10.
So with that, we're going to step away.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
And on the web,
Want to save money on your next vehicle? Then go to the place with the lowest price guaranteed.
All right, you're clear. How long you guys want this
guarantees the lowest price on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. Plus, every new Ford gas engine vehicle comes with a lifetime engine warranty. Thought you could get a better deal in Phoenix? Think again. The absolute best deal in the state of Arizona is at Show Ford, the #1 Ford dealer in northern Arizona, and soon to be #1 in the state of Arizona. Show Ford on the east end of the Deuce.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Is that correct?
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain sports.
He'll get the run.
Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
You guys want the band?
Right here?
Yeah.
Welcome back to Sunrise Park Resort halftime show. Great shot of the Snowflake Lobo Marching Band At halftime, our score 13-10. Again, Sunrise Park Resort doing a lot of good things up on the mountain, including a mountain bike race. There's all kinds of stuff going on this weekend, including scenic lift rides, all kinds of activities. Be sure to check it out on the web, sunriseskipark.com. And again, Mike Caldwell, our spotter, joins us. Mike, some interesting stuff from the first half. Can you review it?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. Just a lot of big plays, really. So it's been exciting. Exciting game, a close game. We'll talk about the Stafford Lobos. It's pretty much a one-man show. Manuel Aparicio leading the way in the passing game and the rushing game. Rushing 19 carries for 130 yards. The other times they gave it to someone else. CJ Scriber went 41 yards for
I tell you what, you have to be impressed by standard for the accuracy of the Snowflake Global quarterback. Really slicing between a couple defenders as he drills the ball in there to his receivers. And wisely, we saw one of his connections kind of threw the ball out of the reach of the defenders, knowing his receiver could go up and get it for an outstanding job. And then even under the pressure, we saw him deep into his own territory, and he had lots of pressure on him. He threw the ball before the receiver took off. The receiver broke down, the coverage broke down, and so he took off and kind of split the seams, and the receiver ran underneath it, made a nice catch, got the ball all the way out here at midfield.
Okay, what's up, guys? I'm back. We're gonna go with 4. We'll take 4. 3, can you push in a bit? That's nice, right there. Can I take 3?
Well, again, we're going to step away when we return. We're going to be trying to figure out what's going to happen here as we begin the second half. You're listening to Sunrise Park Resort's halftime show here on the Show Ford presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web, iTalk1067.com.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu.
I got this.
Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
No, we can hear him, but I mean the public.
Cash back to you.
How do we get him heard?
Great shot of the Snowflake Lobos as they're warming up for second half action. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web, 1067.com.
The instructor in that class.
Punt, as we begin the second half, keys to the second half, what do you think the keys are for the Snowflake Lobos as well as the Safford Bulldogs?
Well, for the Bulldogs, you know, they've been able to, we've seen them run the ball very effectively. I'm guessing that's going to be a big part of their game. Snowflake defensively is adjusted fairly well to keying on Abril, the favored receiver. So we saw a couple of big hits to him early in the game, but credit Snowflake's defense for shutting him down. I think that's going to continue to be a key for the Lobos, is to keep a lid on Abril. You know, Aparicio is going to get his yards, but if you can keep them from getting the big play, that'll be good. And then for the Snowflake Lobos, I think, again, their line play is going to be critical. When they give Standerford time, because that's how they're getting their offense going, is when he's had time to find his receivers downfield. That's going to be a huge key for them in the second half.
Turn 16.
Well, you talked about Standerford. Even with pressure, it was impressive the way he kept his cool, still managed to make some tough throws. Again, you know, we saw early on the Safford Bulldogs look like they were going to kind of take control, and Coach K. Solomon, to his credit, another guy coach that we're glad is back on the sideline, really does a nice job kind of switching it up. And with that, those big bunch plays that they scored on two of them. The Snowflake Lobo offense really kicks it into high gear, which really elevated all their team play, it looked like.
Well, and they're taking advantage of the Safford Bulldog defense that likes to blitz, and they're hitting those quick hitters, those quick slant-in passes from the wideouts, and on both occasions they were able to hit them for touchdowns. So, Safford, I'm sure, talked about that at halftime. They may make some adjustments defensively, but hey, if the pass is there, I'm sure they're going to continue to try to chip away with it.
Well, probably both coaches feeling, not too bad as they win at halftime, seeing some good things their teams are doing, as well as a lot of things they can improve on to improve play. As we get ready for the kickoff, we want to make sure to remind you, when it comes to time to kick off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona, Northland Pioneer College. And again, having kids in college, Punt, the cost. You can appreciate that Northland Pioneer College is the lowest tuition in Arizona. That's saying something.
Absolutely saying something.
So again, 13-10 our score as we get ready to begin the second half. And Punt, the Snowflake Lobos are going to receive the ball, right?
I believe so.
So with that, we'll see what the offense does. Deep to receive for the Lobos. Looks like it's going to be, correction, they're switching fields now. Looks like the Lobos are going to be going from left to right. The Safford Bulldogs will be going right to left, as the Safford Bulldogs, Abril, is going to be kicking off for the Bulldogs. Abril, again, as you talked about, a 6'3" guy, big receiver, and also does all the kicking for the Safford Bulldogs. Deep to receive for the Snowflake Lobos. Can you give me a number on that? Who's returning for the Lobos?
It looks like number 22, Cody Fox.
Looks like Cody Fox deep to receive for the Snowflake Lobos. Abril, as he gets ready to kick off the Northland Pioneer College kickoff. Abril and it's a high kick. He angles it off to the right side, really trying to kick it away from Fox. We've seen that every time he kicks and punts, and he kicks it out of bounds shy of the end zone. And with that, the Snowflake Lobos will begin at their 35-yard line.
Good starting field position. Snowflake again with the lead coming out of halftime, 13-10. We'll see offensively what they elect to do here.
Well, you know, we saw last week Thatcher Bulldogs with that great big front. You know, it doesn't look like Safford or Thatcher Eagles with that great big front. Safford Bulldogs not much different. We'll see what they come up with. Tight set for the Snowflake Lobos. Standiford out of the shotgun. He's got one back beside him, one up front. He's going to fake the handoff, go with the counter. Looks like it's Fox. Looks like he was going to cut in, bounces around the outside. Maybe gets a yard, but that's about it.
Well, that's a good job by number 77, Ralph Frias. He's that big, tall kid, 6'8", 6'7", 298. He just does a good job of setting the edge, staying home on that counter play.
Fox actually
making the tackle.
Fox actually gets 2 yards now to be 2nd and 8. I'm going to say from the 37-yard line. Twins, and there's motion coming back, fakes the counter, and looks left, looks right, and he's going to be sacked for a loss. Standiford as he's brought down by that pressure of the Safford Bulldogs.
88, Colin Thompson making the tackle there. Standiford had time initially, then that pocket collapses a little bit before he can get the pass off. So it'll be 3rd and about 15 on that loss.
All the way back now to the 30-yard line, I'm sorry. 30-yard line for the Snowflake Lobos. Trips to the right side, single receiver to the left, out of the shotgun, one back beside him. Standiford's going to roll right. He's going to pressure. He's trying to get away, but he's going to be sacked for another loss. A great series by the Safford Bulldog defense.
Well, that's number 72, Ezra Bauerner, coming in to make the sack. And again, Standiford just really no time to even set his feet. He's got receivers going down. He's looking for him, but he just can't set his feet to make the pass.
So it looks like deep to punt. It's Cody Fox for the Snowflake Lobos to receive at about his 35-yard. It's Harsh. His kick might have got touched. Oh, it's touched. And the Snowflake Lobos are going to come up with the first turnover of the night.
Well, that's a tough punt to catch. As you say, it's a low-line drive, and Payson Harsh comes up, and it bounces right off his chest plate. Bouncing forward, and
Brighton Hatch.
Right there to gather up that turnover. So just a great job being in the right place at the right time, but good hands as well.
Hey, you'd rather be lucky than good sometimes. Snowflake Lobos keeping their offense on the field now. Again, out of the tight set, out of the shotgun for Standiford. He's going to fake the pitch to the right, looks right, and throws it deep to Wood. And Wood is going to take it out of bounds at about the 36-yard line of the Safford Bulldogs.
And again, that's a fairly deep route. That time, Standiford had the time. He didn't need a lot of time to get that pass off with the speed of Wood getting downfield and able to come in underneath the safeties, and just another great, well-placed pass by Standiford.
Well, the chains move into Safford Bulldog territory at the 37-yard line of the Bulldogs. Snowflake Lobos 1st and 10. And Garrett Wood, one of those big guys, 6'5", really helps out of the shotgun at Standiford. He's got a single receiver or back behind him. He's going to hand off, but Merrill is going to be dropped immediately shy of the line of scrimmage.
And again, Colin Thompson just buries Merrill, or buries the runner right at the line of Jace Merrill right at the line of scrimmage. Actually, he's going to end up losing a yard here, but credit the penetration of Colin Thompson beating his man up at the line of scrimmage there. 2nd
and 11 now from the 39-yard line of the Safford Bulldogs. Snowflake Lobos, they have a bunch set to the left. One receiver to the near side is Wood. Standiford out of the shotgun. He's going to look left, throws it underneath, and it's going to be caught by number 86, Jake Flake, who Caden Flake, Tayden, as in T. Tayden, thank you to Mike Caldwell, our spotter. And looks like he's going to get a nice little gain. He gets the ball about third, maybe picks up another 3 or 4
That's just
yards.
a quick slant by Tayden Flake right into the seam between the linebackers and the corners there. Standifer finding him in that open space. Good, well, great pass, good catch.
You know, the tackle almost looked like whipping as the defense, the linebacker back there kicked out and tried to trip him up. Bunch set to the far right, out of the shotgun is Standifer. He's going to look to the left, throws it underneath, and it looks like it's Flake again, Tayden Flake. But Briel right there to cover, and breaks it up, no reception.
Well, great timing on the hit by Abril. Literally, when the ball gets to Flake's fingertips, Abril's all over him. Some of the coaches felt that was maybe a little interference, early contact, but good defensive play by Abril. So it's going to be 4th down here. Snowflake will go for it, being on the Safford side of the football field.
4th and 6, maybe from the 44-yard line of the Bulldogs. Motion coming to Standiford out of the shotgun. He's going to look to his right, throws it underneath the Wood. Wood dives ahead to make sure he gets the first down and more as he gets the ball inside the 25 to about the 22-yard line.
Another great pass, but hey, you got to credit Standifer. I don't know if we can see it on the replay, but he just gets lit up as soon as he releases that pass, does Standifer. You'll see the defensive pressure come in here, and he just gets buried right after the throw. But again, a great pass, finding his receiver. Good run by Wood to get the first down.
1st and 10 for the Lobos. Standifer out of the shotgun. He's going to hand off to the back. Brimhall, who's going to get behind some blockers, gets beyond the 20-yard line, inside the 20 to about the 19, maybe 18-yard line.
Again, Snowflake doing a good job offensively from where we saw them start this possession, just marching down the field, mixing it up well between run and pass. And
so
they're
with that,
deep into Safford. They're going to be at the Safford 18, 2nd and 6.
Maybe a short 6, 2nd down, short 6. 7:31 left here in the 3rd quarter. Our score 13-10. Snowflake Lobos on top out of the shotgun. Twin set, single back, out of the shotgun. There's motion by Fox. Standiford's going to just dive to the ground. The snap, unable to come up with it.
Right, a low snap and fumbled.
Broken play.
Yeah, it looked like he was wanting to hand it off quickly and just didn't gain possession of that snap, and that was a dead play from the get-go.
So now facing a 3rd and 11, a long 11, maybe 3rd and 12. The Snowflake Lobos from just inside the 25-yard line of the Bulldogs. Setting up on the right hash, the near hash. They've got trips to the far side. One receiver, Wood, to the near side. Out of the shotgun, it's Standifer. Here's the snap. He's looking to his left. There's pressure, and the pocket's going to collapse around him, and he's going to get dropped for a loss. And with that, there's a little bit of activity going. You can hear the whistle blowing, trying to stop the play on the field.
Yeah, and that's what you call a pocket collapsing. It just entirely collapsed around Standifer. He tried to do what he could to find space, but again, good defensive pressure by that front and a blitzing linebacker on the Safford side, just shutting it down.
Well, you talked about how Standifer sits in the pocket, takes pressure. That time, just a bit too much. Twin set on the receivers, out of the shotgun. Motion coming back at him. Fox goes in motion. Standifer looking for the draw, the screen, and it's going to go this time to the Chase Merrill, who's going to maybe gets just shy about the 20-yard line, maybe the 21, where he's brought down. And with that, the Safford Bulldogs will take over on downs.
Well, hey, good job by number 40, Bailey Sanford, the inside linebacker for Safford. He reads that screen, comes up, and he's really the only one to be able to keep Snowflake from getting the first down, getting on the receiver right away and able to drag him down. So just an outstanding job by Bailey Sanford to get the turnover on down. So Safford will start their possession here at their own 22.
Slot to the right side, single receiver to the left. Out of the shotgun, it's Aparicio. Fakes the handoff. He just attacks up the middle, off to the right side. He gains about 4 yards before he's brought down.
Again, a read option by the quarterback, Aparicio. He fakes the handoff to the back going to the left side. Aparicio will cut back to the right, trying to follow that guard tackle on that side, but Snowflake doing a decent job there of holding them to about a 3-yard gain.
So with that, it'll be second down now, 7 yards to go. Looks like trips to the right side, motion coming from the left side. Aparicio's going to hand it off to the motion, and it's 32 around the right side, and he's outrunning everybody. Caden John inside the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. If the score stands, that run 74 yards, but we've got a flag on the field.
34, White with the hole. 34.
This one's coming back.
So with that, the great gain, but it's going to come back as there's a flag on the field.
34 Safford, hold.
And you heard it, a hold on the Safford offense.
Hey, stop! Hey, my corner on that side's getting smoked in the back, too.
So with the officials moving the ball back inside the 19, 18, 17, all the way to the 16-yard line of the Safford Bulldogs, where it'll be second down and about 16, maybe 17 yards.
Well, you know, we've been talking about Aparicio and his ability to run the ball for Safford, but I got to tell you, John showed some great speed on that last run.
Double wings, there's motion going around the left side, but it's going to be Aparicio right up the inside as he just on the quick dive, picks up about 5 yards. So with that, it'll be about a 3rd and 10. Maybe it looks like he picked up 7 yards. So it'll be 3rd and 10 now for the Safford Bulldogs. Ball placed at about the 23-yard line. 22-yard line.
Right, 3rd and 10 at their 22 where they started their drive. So be interesting to see what Safford does here. We've seen them predominantly run the football, but this is a place here where they may try finding a Brill on a pass.
Aparicio looks to the left, throws it underneath though. Snowflake Lobos sniff it out though. 2 defenders slice through and make a tackle shy of the first down. The ball's going to get the receptions made about the 28-yard line.
That's just great secondary play by the Snowflake Lobo defense. Good gang tackling to hold the game. Even though it was a completed pass, they just good defensive play by the Lobos to shut down that Safford offense. So in 4th down, 4th and about 5, Safford will drop back into punt formation here.
It looks like it's Abrio back to kick, receiving. It's Fox, Cody Fox to receive. The snap gets away, the punt gets away, kicks to the right side away from Fox. Ball's going to be end over in favor of this, takes a Safford roll as it's going to bounce all the way inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. With 2:56 left here in the 3rd quarter, our score 13-10. Snowflake Lobos still up on top, and this will be the 2nd possession for the Snowflake Lobos.
Well, you know, they had a good drive on their last possession, the first one of the 2nd half, driving deep into Safford territory, so we'll see what they do here.
Interestingly enough, Abrio, every time he punts, kicks away from the Lobo returners. Obviously not one to let him set up anything. Snowflake Lobos come out of the huddle, trips to the right, a bunch set to the right side, Wood to the far left out of the shotgun. It's Sandiford. Sandiford's going to look right, throws to Fox. Looked like a little screen set up with the other 2 receivers. There's an extracurricular flag on the field. It looks like Brimhall and Romero. Brimhall for the Lobos, Romero for the
Well, and that's
Bulldogs.
what drew the flag, was that interaction between the 2.
Personal foul, number 3, White. The 15-yard penalty. First down.
That's a costly mistake for the Safford Bulldogs, giving away another 15 yards. Romero out of his corner slot probably regrets whatever he did, but he didn't get away with anything. And with that, the chains move, and that is a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down. With that, the Snowflake Lobos all the way out to the 42-yard line, their own 42-yard line. Out of the shotgun, it's Standiford. He's going to hand off to the dive back. Brimhall is going to run on the right side. Bounces out. There's a flag, though, at the line of scrimmage. But he manages to get out to the 50, and we'll see what happens here on the call.
Well, as you say, the direction of the flag, it looks like they may call Snowflake for holding. That's exactly what's going to happen here.
Got a hold, 50, Snowflake.
So there it is.
10-yard penalty, still first down.
So with that, it's going to be 10 yards now, you know, moving back against the Snowflake Lobos. But, you know, first half we saw relatively penalty-free. We saw a few flags, not much. Here in the second half, obviously maybe they're getting a little tired, but things change a little bit. We've seen some calls now.
Well, and Snowflake in their last couple of possessions here in the second half been able to chew a lot of time off the clock.
Pitch around the right side. Brimhall takes it from Standiford and facing like a 2nd and 20, and he gets maybe about a couple yards on it. That's going to be about it. So now just outside the 30-yard line, looks like maybe the 32 is where the ball's going to be placed. It'll be 2nd and 19 for the Snowflake Lobos. Standiford coming to the sidelines, getting the play from Case Solomon, Coach Solomon. You know, that adds a little bit to, you know, he's got to be in good shape to do that. Out of the shotgun, trips to the far left side, one receiver to the near side, rolling to his left. Standiford throws it underneath. Caught by Fox on a little out, and he's going to be, gets maybe about 5 or 6 yards before he's brought down.
And on the coverage, Jarek Arbizo for Safford doing a good job after the catch, forcing him out of bounds, dragging him down right at the sideline. But a nice gain by the Lobos on that quick pass, but still leaving them 3rd and 15.
So we've got a 3rd and 15 now facing the Snowflake Lobos. Looks like a tight set out of the shotgun, Standiford. Again, they're going to fake that pitch around the left side. Pressure, they're coming in from the backside, and Standiford's dropped for a loss. Let's send it down to Ron Everingham on the sideline. Ron, what's going on down there?
Thanks, Bill. We're down here on the Safford sideline, and I'll just mention that, you know, this is a 3-point game, and the Safford Bulldogs are still very energetic. And, you know, I don't know about you guys, but it feels like this game is not as close as it actually is. It's only 3 points for Snowflake, and so it's interesting.
Cody Fox punting for the Snowflake Lobo. Ball's going to bounce. Takes a Snowflake Lobo bounce inside the 40, 35. It's going to be dropped at the 32-yard line before it's touched by the Lobos, and the Safford Bulldogs will take over possession. 1:02 left here in the 3rd quarter. Our score 13-10. Lobos up by 3, as you mentioned, Ron. But yeah, kind of a lull in the action. We're seeing both offenses kind of stymied a little bit. Defenses seem to be doing a better job.
Come on, Big Josh, show me something.
Well, and Snowflake defensively, we talked about how in that first half you could see them kind of gather some momentum, and they're continuing that certainly here early in the 3rd quarter of this football game. Snowflake doing a great job.
Empty set, and it looks like Standiford's going to keep the ball on the fake as he had a back in motion, takes it right up the field, and he's going to be dropped after about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
2nd and 5.
That's Aparicio on the carry, the quarterback. Not Standiford. You got your teams mixed up, but that's okay.
I don't get out often. As you mentioned, sorry about that, Aparicio on the carry that time. So again, now it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Safford Bulldogs. He's going out of an empty set. Trips to one side, slot to the near side. He's going to fake the handoff and again takes it up the left side. No shocker there for Aparicio. Although the Lobo's not fooled in the least either, he's dropped after about a 3-yard gain.
So he's Aparicio, 23 carries for 148 yards before that last run, including that last run. So he's getting close to the 150 mark.
Well, that's going to be the end of the third quarter. Our score 13-10, Snowflake Lobos on top. However, Safford Bulldogs with the ball. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web, iTalk1067.com.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Sholo and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
For those of you watching on the streaming, we've got a great shot of the field. Safford Bulldogs 3rd and 2 out of the shotgun. It's going to be Aparicio on the keeper, and he's met at the line of scrimmage. I think he managed to get a yard, maybe 2. We'll see if he gets that first down, as they were looking at a 3rd and 2, and they did get it. The chains will move. That will be a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down, as the Safford Bulldogs establishing a drive, so far their best drive here in the second half, all the way out to their own 43-yard line. And punt. We've seen a first half that had some exciting offense. Second half has really been a defensive battle, although now the Safford Bulldogs start to establish a drive.
Well, and Snowflake able to burn off time with their few possessions to the point where we're into the fourth quarter now.
Aparicio that time takes it around the right side. To his credit, he had a lot of pressure coming in behind him. Looked like David Brimble coming in from the backside as he's running to the right, trying to get away. Cade comes up, makes a nice stop for a loss.
Davis K, number 44, on that tackle. And again, just a great job. Quick feet getting into the backfield and really not allow Aparicio any options in terms of making cuts. He just good inside-out play to get that tackle for a loss.
2nd and 11 now facing the Safford Bulldogs. Out of the shotgun, he's going to hand it off to Durrell going around the left side. He's going to get outside and manages to make some tacklers miss as he gets the ball all the way into Snowflake territory inside the 35-yard line. Finally brought down about the 33. It looked like some of the tackles going high, trying to strip the ball, unable to get the strip and also the finish. So motion going on the, looks like he was trying to get to the outside, almost a speed sweep. Cuts it back inside about the hash mark. Looked like Brimall had a shot at him, but he went high, and the big running back, 200 pounds, keeps his feet, gets the first down and more. 1st and 10 for the Safford Bulldogs. And it's Aparicio this time. As he goes around the left side, he fumbles. We'll see if he came down first, but a great job by the Snowflake defense as they weren't surprised in the least, made him for a loss. It was 51 on the stop for the Lobos. That's Caleb Yucatil.
And again, great defensive pressure at the line of scrimmage, even on the outside. Snowflake doing a good job of just setting that edge and not allowing Aparicio any room outside. So here's a place where a good defensive stand would be huge for the Lobos.
Out of the shotgun, Aparicio, he's going to hand off. This time it's going to come around the right side. Scribner, but the pressure that time coming up, Brimhall, as he's maybe met at the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets half a yard, but he's dropped shy of a, he's still out beyond 10 yards from the first down.
Well, Scribner, one of the kids we saw early in that first half, make a big run, a 41-yard touchdown run, precisely because he was able to get outside and get up the sideline. That time, though, good defensive pressure inside out by Brimhall for Snowflake. Just a good angle, good open field tackle. So again, the Snowflake defense really stepping it up here in the second half.
3rd and 10 as Aparicio comes under center. He has an eye set in the backfield. He's going to fake the handoff. He starts to roll left, outruns some pressure, cuts underneath, and he's going to try to throw it off. He does, as he managed to throw as pressure is bringing him down. Reception is made, but it's right just beyond the line of scrimmage. and it's going to be about a 4th and 9.
And again, good defensive pressure by the Lobos in the backfield, making Aparicio dance. But credit his ability to dodge tacklers. I don't know how he was able to get through that. At least 3 defenders for Snowflake.
Well, you mentioned Aparicio, big guy, and you saw that as he managed to stay on his feet, gets the ball away under center, and I set in the backfield. Receivers on both sides. He's going to fake the handoff and passes it to the tight end. It looked like, but bounces through his hands, and the Lobos are going to take over on ground.
That pass was well played. Taylor Hornelas, number 34, just not able to pull it in. Otherwise, that would have been a big play for the Bulldogs.
Aparicio, that was a great throw. Really put it right, threaded the needle, put it right where it needed to be. Unfortunately, hit the receiver in the hands, and he couldn't come up with it. With that, the Lobos take over, as it will be 1st and 10 now for the Lobos on about the 33-yard line of the Snowflake Lobos. Out of the shotgun, Stanford. He's got twins on both sides, one back deep. Motion coming towards him from the far right. Fox, as he goes around on the sweep, cuts it outside, and he's going to get almost out to midfield where he's tackled, but he's tackled well into the sideline. We'll see. Do not see a flag on the field. Looked like as he was brought down kind of hard, but he gets a first down. That Mobile Auto Glass first down, and the chains are moving as well as that Snowflake Lobo offense just shy of midfield at the Lobo 48-yard line. And again, the Lobos, we're seeing them kind of answer the call defensively with the stop, and their offense moving now. Twins set up out of a single receiver, out of the shotgun. Motion as Brimhall goes in motion. Standiford with the pump fake, but pressure is going to bring him down immediately for a loss inside his 40 by about his 39. Well, it looks like, I take that back, it's going to go back out to the 40.
And again, good defensive pressure up the middle by Safford with number 34, Taylor Hornelas, able to come in and just finally wrap up the quarterback and throw him to the ground.
Really looked like they were trying to pump fake, maybe setting something up to go deep, but that pressure didn't give him time as the Safford defense collapses in on him. Stanford dropped for a loss. It'll be 2nd down, 18 yards for a first down. The Twins set out of the shotgun. Motion again, Brimhall goes in motion. Hand off to the back, though. Drops his shoulder, runs over the defender, manages to get a few extra yards, gets the ball maybe to the original line of scrimmage, where it will be actually just shy. It'll be 3rd and 11 now for the Snowflake Lobos from their 46-yard line.
And that's putting a punishment on Payson Harsh, for Safford, the safety coming up to make the tackle. But just good momentum again by the runner for Snowflake, putting a collision on that defender.
We can hear that from up here. Trips to the far side out of the shotgun. Standiford immediately looks left, but he's got pressure, and he is dropped. Great job by that Safford Bulldog defense.
And again, that's been a weakness of the Snowflake offense all game long. They just can't seem to keep that blitz pressure out of the backfield. So a big loss here on that sack, and it'll put Snowflake in a position here where they're going to punt it away.
Well, it looks like it's going to be about 4th and 16, 4th and 17. So with that, Snowflake Lobos are going to call a timeout, though. We'll take a timeout as well. 6:09 left here in the 3rd quarter. Our score 13-10. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web, iTalk1067.com.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
Welcome Welcome back to Snowflake High School. Getting ready to punt. Looks like it's Fox. The punt is going to be blocked. Safford Bulldogs block the punt on 4th down, and they're going to take over with great field position at about the 32-yard line of the Snowflake Lobos.
Colin Thompson, number 88, coming in. They had a surge right in the middle of the line there, and Thompson able to cut through, knife through, and the kicker didn't have a chance of getting that one clear.
Absolutely not the thing you wanted to happen for the Snowflake Lobos. Again, offensively, you saw him moving the ball. That defense for the Bulldogs steps up, puts them in a punting situation. Punt gets blocked. Safford Bulldogs, 1st and 10 from about the 33-yard line of the Lobos. I said under center is our Percio, and it's going to be a pitch around the right side and cutting it back inside, making Lobos miss. It's going to get the ball inside the 30-yard line to about the 28, gain of about 4 yards.
They get a nice run outside. You know, we've seen most of this game. We've been calling Aparicio's name on the run, and this, I think, the fifth carry that involves some other runner from Safford. But John, we've seen him run a couple of times. He's got great speed.
Aparicio out of the shotgun. He's got his running back to each side. It's going to be sniffed out by the Snowflake Lobos. Looked like a reverse on that one, but an inside reverse, right? A tight reverse, but Wood does a great job and drops him for a loss.
Well, the key defensively for that is for that outside linebacker to stay home and set that edge, and that's exactly what Wood did. The runner, as soon as he gets the handoff, Wood read it perfectly and just got into the backfield with the runner and dropped him for that loss. So a big defensive play there for the Snowflake Lobos.
Here we go, big down now, 3rd and 9 for the Safford Bulldogs. And it's going to be Aparicio is going to keep it, fakes a handoff, but he's going to be dropped after Brimhall staying home, does a nice job making the open field tackle.
David Brimhall, number 25, we called his number a lot tonight. And again, as you say, Bill, just doing a good job really on a counter run by Aparicio. Brimhall doing a good job staying home and making a great open field tackle against a good runner.
4:08 left here in the 4th quarter. Our score 13-10. Safford Bulldogs facing a 4th and 6 from about the 28-yard line. It's out of the ice. That pitch around the right side to the second back, the deep back. Looks like he's going to be shy of a 1st down. Lobo defense makes the stop, and they're going to take over on downs.
That was pretty close on the sideline. When you look at the mark, but just not close enough to measure. They're going to be about a half yard short is Safford. So a good defensive stand by the Lobos at a really key moment in this football game.
Well, you know, out of that ice that we're used to, as you mentioned, at Aparicio making really gaining all the yards for the Bulldogs. That time just a quick pitch to the deep back, getting around the right side, but the Lobo defense holds now as they will take over on downs. 1st and 10 with 3:49 left as they start from their 24-yard line. And it's Standerford. Bad snap. Pitch around the right side, but Merrill is met deep in the backfield. Dropped for a loss.
Jake. Yeah, they're Snowflake lucky not to get a turnover on that play, because as soon as the pitch man gathers the pitch, the defender for Safford right in the backfield. I think that was a blitzing linebacker.
This Snowflake, or this Safford defense, very confident right now, and you can see him really tearing up. Twins,
the problem is they know
receivers out of the shotgun. Standerford throws it, and he threw it out to Brimhall out in the flat. Brimhall never looked for it. Looked like he was going to run it out and up, almost like the Safford defender came up to make the play, but the ball well over his head. So Standerford kind of got away with one on that.
Flip? Brian, have Jeremy flip.
So a 3rd down now and 18 to go for the Snowflake Lobos as they are all the way back to just outside the 15-yard line, maybe the 16-yard line of the Lobos. So deep in their own territory, 3rd and long. We'll see what they come up with. Looks like trips to the near side. One receiver to the far side. Looks like it's Wood out of the shotgun of Standerford. He's going to look to his left. Pressure all around him, and he's going to throw it. He gets it to Brimhall, who gets just beyond. He's just beyond his defender. Goes up big to make the reception, and he gets enough for first down change.
Amazing job by Standerford, one, to get out of the pocket and beat that defensive rush. And then off his back foot, just throws a nice floater to find Brimhall on the sideline for the first down.
Well, it's got to be in the running for the Beeler Orthodontics. Live to smile, love your smile, straight line play in the game. Out of the tight set now, again, it is Standerford. He's got out of the shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff on the counter, but that counter is sniffed out, and it's going to be the big guy for the Safford Bulldogs as Fox is brought down for loss.
Timeout, Safford.
Safford Bulldogs are going to take a timeout. We're going to take a timeout as well. 2:34 left here in the 4th quarter. Our score 13-10. You're listening to high school football. Show Low Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web, iTalk1067.com.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu.
Welcome back, Snowflake High School. 13-10 our score and punt. You can feel it, the excitement really building.
Well, Snowflake, you know, their fans are behind them big time. They recognize here if they can get a string of plays going.
Great job by Standerford with the play fake, throws it to Wood, just beyond the first down marker. Snowflake Lobos with another first down. It'll be about Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down.
Well, they finished the sentence for me, because what I was going to say is that they can keep a string of plays going here offensively. They have an opportunity to burn this clock down.
Just shy of midfield, all the way out at the 47-yard line of the Lobos. Trip set to the near side, Wood on the far side, out of the shotgun. And a jump off sides. It looks like it's going to be the Lobos. And they're going to lose 5 yards.
Another big mistake by Snowflake. Offensive lineman and the wideout both jumping the snap. It'll push them back 5 yards. It's still first down.
Well, right at 2:08, 2:07, clock ticking. Again, our score 13-10. Just an outstanding game all night long. And the Snowflake Lobos now facing a first down and 15. A quick update. The Gophers of Florence 28, Yellow Jackets 0. We saw earlier where the Round Valley Elks were also up by a couple touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. 34-0 at half over the Payson Longhorns. The Round Valley Elks with a good first half, obviously. 1:48, there's a warning, sideline warning. And again, it's that time as we get under 2 minutes. The Snowflake Lobos, first and 15 from about the 44-yard line, 43-yard line of the Lobos. Looks like there'll be a trip set to the near side. Correct that, a bunch set to the near side. One receiver to the far side, and it's Standerford, who's had a great night throwing all night long out of the shotgun. He's going to hand off to the single back, who's going to get to the line of scrimmage right at midfield, and he's going to get brought down. Looked like they were almost standing him up, trying to strip the ball.
Timeout, Safford.
Safford's going to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 1:35 left here in the 4th quarter. 13-10 our score. You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web, iTalk1067.com. Welcome back to Snowflake High School. 13-10 our score. 1:35 left here in the fourth quarter. Lots of time for lots of action. We still got to get the Deemers Glass shattering hit of the game. We've got the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store player of the game. Out of the shotgun, low snap. Standiford comes up throwing though. Throws it out in the left flat. It's Merrill as he turns it into Safford Bulldog territory, just inside the 45-yard line of the Safford Bulldogs, shy of a first down, but only a couple yards from a first down. There's a timeout on the field, but we're going to keep it here. Punt. Minute 20 left. Our score 13-10. Snowflake Lobos now facing about a 3rd and 3. How are you going to get those 3 yards?
More importantly, the clock is what Snowflake's going to worry about here, being up 13-10. I mean, sure, they're in their huddle right now talking about what play they're going to run. The coach is probably going to also be talking to them about if they need to get the ball, punt the ball over to Safford and put them deep into territory. Hopefully, they want to get them deep in there. The other key here is no turnovers, obviously.
Most key.
Safford is out of timeout, so that's huge for Snowflake. Huge advantage for Snowflake.
Tight set for the Lobos. Motion again as Standiford's just going to turn it up the field. He tries to run off right tackle, but he maybe gets to the line of scrimmage where he's going to be brought down. Now facing a 4th down and 3 yards from about the 45-yard line of the Safford Bulldogs. No hesitation. Looks like the punt team is headed out there. Kicking away from the return. There's 56 seconds. The clock is ticking.
Well, they could even get a delay here, and it wouldn't really matter. They want that clock to burn down. They're going to probably take the delay.
Well, again, as you mentioned, probably going to take a delay. Looks like they're looking to the sidelines for direction.
Timeout, Snowflake.
And they're going to end up taking timeout, 37 seconds left. Again, we're going to keep it here. We want to thank all of our sponsors. Just to remind you, we have Ace Hardware, Pine Top, Heber, and Sholo. We also have Sunrise Park Resort, Northland Pioneer College, Summit Regional Medical Center, Beeler Orthodontics, Deemers Glass, the Indian Pine Restaurant at Honda, Octopus Car Wash, Subway, and Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. Can't thank you enough for helping us put together a great game, sharing it with you, and you couldn't ask for a better matchup between these two teams.
It's been an outstanding football game. You know, we thought it might be close. Both of these teams coming off of 2 losses, and a lot of pride out on that football field as to who wants to walk away with the W.
Pace and Harsh deep to receive for the Safford Bulldogs. Fox lined up for the
short snap.
The punt, but there's a fake, and it's Brimhall on the short snap. Catches the Safford Bulldogs off guard. The first down for the Snowflake Lobos. The fans standing up and cheering, and with 32 seconds left, they can run out the clock.
That's a great call by Coach Solomon, whoever made the call on that. Just a short snap. They saw a lot of space up the middle, and they run for the first down.
So again,
that's a gutsy call at a key time, but great play calling.
Well, that again in the running for the Beeler Orthodontics. Live to smile, love your smile. Straight play line, play of the game. And it looks like Standiford's going to stay with the shotgun. Tight set for the Snowflake Lobos, and he's just going to take a knee. 4, 3, 2. That's going to do it for this tonight. The Snowflake Lobos with a big victory over the Safford Bulldogs, 13-10. What a great game. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web, iTalk1067.com.
All right, you're clear. How long do you want?
I think we're going to take 2 or 3 minutes. 2 minutes? 3 minutes. We're going to take 3 minutes.
Okay.
I got this.
Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
Want to save money on your next vehicle? Then go to the place with the lowest price guarantee. Sholo Ford guarantees the lowest price on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. Plus, every new Ford gas engine vehicle comes with a lifetime engine warranty. Thought you could get a better deal in Phoenix? Think again. The absolute best deal in the state of Arizona is at Sholo Ford, the #1 Ford dealer in northern Arizona, and soon to be #1 in the state of Arizona. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce.
You don't want to be famous? You don't want to run for...
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain sports.
All right, 5 seconds, and here's your audio.
Welcome back to Snowflake High School. Ceremony going on the field. The fans in the stands are standing in silence. And again, it's tonight they were recognizing first responders as well as
veterans.
And thank you. You couldn't have asked for a better night and a better game. Our final 13-10 Safford Bulldogs. An impressive performance, but the Snowflake Lobos, the home team, just ended up being that much better. Kind of a slow start for the Lobos,
yeah.
But in the long run, they got it done when it mattered most.
Well, you know, in that first quarter, the way Safford started the game, it looked pretty impressive. They were able to blow up some big holes for their runners. Aparicio in particular, we knew he would be their key back, the Safford quarterback, and he certainly lived up to expectations early. And Safford goes out to the quick lead, and then Snowflake with a couple of big plays. With those two big passes, that's ultimately what puts Snowflake out in front in this football game, and it takes them into the finish line. with the same score we had at halftime, 13-10. No scoring here in the second half, but you got to really credit that Snowflake defense too. I mean, you could start to see them kind of get their act together and gather themselves in that second quarter, and that certainly held true in the second half as well. Just really not allowing Safford's offense to really. I mean, they had some plays where they gained some yards, and it looked like they might get some. Some scoring drives going, but credit that Snowflake defense just doing a great job in that second half in particular.
Well, as you mentioned, it's interesting. First half, all the points are scored. Most of the offense happened. Second half, more of a defensive struggle, but at times you can see these offenses building, including the Safford Bulldogs, and the excitement in the stands. You couldn't ask for a better game to watch, to witness, and a credit to both coaches. And congratulations, Coach Solomon. Nice to see him back on the sidelines for the Snowflake Lobos. Punk, do you want to talk about some of the stats, maybe some of the performance? I think Standerford, obviously for the Snowflake Lobos, one of those guys that did a great job, but just overall a great performance by the Snowflake Lobos.
Well, offensively, Standerford was really a key, I think, tonight. We saw him get a lot of pressure in that pocket on certain plays and strings of plays, actually. The line just really struggling to do what they could to keep that defense of Safford, and Safford was blitzing pretty much every play, it seemed like. They would send at least one linebacker, sometimes both insides. So, the line certainly had their work cut out for them tonight. You got to give them credit. There were those occasions where they gave Standerford a pretty good pocket, and he was able to hit receivers. Standerford ending up tonight going 13 for 17 for 283 yards and 2 touchdowns, both, of course, to Flake, and the 2 touchdowns that end up winning the football game. I can't remember a time, it's been a while, when we've seen Snowflake go for 283 yards in the air. They're usually a much more of a
160s.
Yeah, right. They're much more of a running attack. But hey, they did what they had to do tonight, and they found a way to cut Standerford loose and find those receivers, and hats off to him for sure.
So with that, when we start, we got a lot of things to recognize here in the second half, or at the end of the game. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile, straight line play of the game. Paul, we saw some great action tonight. What is our straight line play of the game?
Well, the play of the game, I think, came in the fourth quarter, where it took Snowflake really to the finish line. But actually, my first thought was that fourth down stand by their defense when Safford had the ball down in Snowflake territory. Snowflake's defense came up and shut them down and were able to turn it over on downs, and that was with about 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter with the lead. But then shortly following that was an even more important play, and I think that was the scramble pass of Standerford to find Brimhall on that sideline with a nice touch pass under pressure. He really threw it off his back foot. But in the process of making that completion, Snowflake with the first down really put them in a position where they could just burn out the clock. And, they followed it with that fake punt to get another first down that really finished it off. But that fake punt, I think, was really set up by that pass from Standerford to Brimhall. And it gave them the first down and really allowed them to chew off a lot of the clock.
And you mentioned a great throw by Standerford, probably even a better catch by Brimhall going up.
Yep.
Great pressure around him, comes up and makes a class catch. Couldn't ask for a better straight line play of the game. Again, that's Beeler Orthodontics. Live to smile, love your smile. Next on our list, Deemer's Glass. Again, need glass for your home or business. Deemer's Glass is Lakeside is hands down the best place to call. Quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass. Call 1-888-GLASSMAN. That's 1-888-GLASSMAN. Deemer's Glass. Punt, what is the glass shattering hit of the game?
Well, I mean, we saw some good hitting tonight. Both teams. With that running game, you're going to see a lot of good collisions, and that was certainly the case tonight. But to me, the best hit of the game was the first play from the line of scrimmage of the football game when Aparicio rolled out on their first possession, first play, and David Brimhall with the good read just ran up and made a really square, heavy hit right into the numbers of Aparicio, and I mean, it really set the tone for the football game. You could hear it all the way up here in the top of the stands. The fans loved it, but that to me clearly stands out as the best hit of the game.
Well, again, you talked about it. Brimhall really set the tone early, and after that, I mean, the Safford Bulldogs not facing the least as they come back 2 scores. They scored on a field goal, and then obviously with the score touchdown. But Snowflake Globo defense, the old bend but don't break, seemed like that adage really seemed true for tonight's performance. But again, congratulations to Brimhall for that Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. Just as a reminder, if you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call. Quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass. Call 1-888-GLASSMAN. On to another one, Punt. You've still got your work cut out for you. We've got a tough one to call now. It's the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store Player of the Game. The Player of the Game is brought to you by Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store. For the best selection of hiking, hunting, fishing, camping gear on the mountain, go to Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store, south of Pine Top on Highway 260. Punt. Both sides had some great performances. We're going to run down to Ron Everingham, I guess. Ron's going to make the call for us. Ron.
No, he's got Coach Solomon.
Oh, he's got an interview.
Yep.
I'm sorry. We're going to cut away real quick. Let's get down to Ron Everingham on the sideline. He's got Coach K. Solomon.
Thanks, Bill. Hey, sorry to interrupt your post-game wrap-up there, but we have an important person here, Coach Solomon. Great game, great win, hard-fought defensive battle, as it turns out. These guys, I was on their sidelines a lot. They got some real studs. They got some big boys and some athletes. And so, what are your thoughts on this game?
I told the boys out there, I'm proud of the grit that they showed, and they showed it last week too. Down in Thatcher, the score didn't really reflect that, but our kids battled hard down in that game, and we knew Safford coming in. Obviously they should have beat Thatcher. They missed a field goal right at the end of that game. Knew it was a good team coming in. Just like I told you before the game, number 1's their guy, and number 84, if they can throw the ball down the field. Well, number 1 was, until we finally tracked him down and figured it out defensively, they hurt us a little bit. But, and then on the offensive side of the ball, man, our quarterback got sacked I don't know how many times tonight, but, man, I'm proud of him for standing in there and doing the job he did. That's a tough job when you're coming under that kind of pressure, but he held up all night long, did an awesome job, and made some plays when we needed to. So really proud of the grit that these guys showed tonight.
And you talked about it in the pregame, trying to shut down 1 and 84. Because 84, man, he caught a catch over here on the sidelines. It was just amazing fingertip type catch, and he didn't do much second half. Did you make any halftime adjustments to shut these down, or did you just go in doing what you wanted to do?
No, we didn't change a lot. As far as his coverage on him. They'll try to go to him once in a while. I'm a little surprised they didn't try it a little bit more the second half. We managed to get some pressure on their quarterback the second half, which made a difference. Maybe that's what they were trying to do, was get to him on some of those. But we got in their backfield, but once we had guys keying on Aparicio, who's a great athlete, I'll give him all the credit in the world. We managed to shut their offense down and that's exactly what we needed to do.
Going into next week now, looking, continuing on the season, what are some things that you might focus on in practice this week?
Well, obviously offensive line, we got a ton of work to do, and a lot of it's just Safford's a team that brings blitzes, and we knew that. We tried to game plan for that and get outside, and it worked for us sometimes, but sometimes we'd lose guys, and so work on that, continue to work on our running game. Usually we're a strong running team, and the passing game's not what we're stellar at, but we're doing better on the passing side of things. We got to establish the run a little bit more, balance that out a little bit. So, those will be focuses. Healing up a little bit. We definitely got some guys dinged and bruised up. It's a good time for us to have a bye week, and then from there on, the next focus for us is Winslow 2 weeks down the road. We start region play, and that's a whole new season for us.
All right, Coach, good luck. Great win. Back to you guys.
Well, nice job, Ron. Thank you very much. And again, losing Patterson, I think a guy we saw make a lot of plays in Thatcher. Snowflake Lobos do a nice job rebounding tonight, coming out with a big victory.
Well, the key, and Coach said it too, is, and it was something I was going to mention he of course has the perspective and really hit the nail on the head. The grit that this team showed tonight, because this was a tough football game. I mean, Thatcher was a tough game too, but this was, you could tell, especially early, kind of looked like Safford might have the upper edge in terms of just having the momentum and the athletes and stuff. But you got to credit Snowflake, man. They're really gritty tonight. Their defense in particular, I thought, just did an outstanding job of just kind of controlling the tempo, especially in that second half. So kudos to them.
Well, that's going to...
No, we need to get – you introed the player of the game, and we had to break away to go to Ron.
Yep, so that's going to bring us to the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store play of the game and punt. You got – it's been a great performance by a bunch of players.
Yep.
Who's in the running and who did you pick?
Well, you know, we mentioned David Bribhall's name already on that hit of the game, but I want to – you know, he's worth mentioning again, and defensively, he really showed up tonight. You know, he's a tough runner offensively, so we got to tip our hat to him and his effort. And there's some other guys too, you know. Yeah, Safford's quarterback, Aparicio, outstanding work by him. Really, he was the offense for Safford tonight, and really, I think that has a lot to do with their play calling, because they have some other guys that were pretty impressive, but at the end of the day, and Coach mentioned it too, Tragan Standifer, the quarterback for Snowflake, he was under a lot of pressure tonight, but we saw him make some really key throws, and when he had time and he could find his receivers, boy, he was just nailing them right in the numbers. Did a really good job, played a really, really tough game, considering the pressure he was under and the decisions he had to make from the pocket, but had it not been for his kind of consistent and just really focused play at that quarterback position tonight, you know, I don't think they would have had a chance of really pulling this thing out because it required him and his execution to lead that offense. So, you know, I think clearly Tragan Standifer, starting quarterback for Snowflake, certainly deserving a player of the game in tonight's football game.
Well, you talked about it. What an arms, takes pressure, big guy that I think week in, week out, you got to be impressed by, you know, when we first saw him, he's not going to be the fastest guy around the corner, but when you watch the way he plays just the last couple weeks, kudos to him. Just an outstanding performance, and congratulations on being selected the player of the game. Brought to you by Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store. For the best selection of hiking, hunting, fishing, camping gear on the mountain, go to Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store, south of Pine Top on Highway 260. And with that, I think we've got all our accolades, our awards. I want to say thank you, Punt Cooley. Want to thank Mike Caldwell, our spotter, did an outstanding job. We want to thank our crew, this crew made up of high school students from Snowflake, Show Low, and I'm not sure where else, but you guys do an outstanding job week in, week out. If you haven't seen it online, be sure to check it out. You can catch the game, but do an outstanding job. Rod Everingham, can't thank him enough for his sidelines, and Dylan Smith, who ran the boom mic down on the sideline. Want to thank Stephanie in the trailer. Want to thank back at the studio. For all of our crew, we want to say thank you for listening in. Next week, just to remind you, we'll be in St. John's as they bring in as Morency comes in to face the St. John's Redskins. Should be a great game next weekend. This has been Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web, iTalk1067.com. Good night, everybody.
All right, you guys are done.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks.
This has been an iTalk 106.7 Sports exclusive, presented by Show Low Ford. High school football is also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Sunrise Park Resort, Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Summit Regional Medical Center, Octopus Car Wash, Native Grill and Wings, and Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. This is a copyrighted broadcast. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or reuse of this program without the expressed written consent of iTalk 106.7 and Country Mountain Airwaves is expressly prohibited. For more information about this game and others around the region, go to italk1067.com.